Hi friends, my name is Megan, and while this is technically going to be the start of my Flosstube video, it's not like the real start of my Flosstube video. Basically, I filmed on Monday and today's Friday, and I've spent all week trying to fix some audio issues that I was having that day. I don't know if you can see this little snoot right here. Cora was there with me while I was filming, and there's a lot of background noise. So I did my best to clean it up, but I don't think that I probably did a very good job. Hang on, let me see if I can show you. There's the girl. She's very busy. So I just wanted to come on real quick and just thank you all for sticking with me, and love you all, and bye. Hi friends, my name is Megan and welcome to my 30-second Flosstube episode. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel that is mostly about cross stitch. I do like to share my other hobbies as well, but today I think it's all cross stitch and I have quite a bit of it to share. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me today. I appreciate you all more than you know. I hope everybody has been well. It is hot and humid and sticky here in Maryland, just like I'm sure a lot of other places are right now too. I'm going to try to make this quick so that me and the animals can go back upstairs and into the air conditioning, but I don't think it's gonna be very quick. I might have gone a little too long since I filmed last, and a lot has happened in that time. I went to my framing class and I've got some fully finished objects here to show you. I went to the retreat in New Jersey. I got back from that yesterday, and I took today off to kind of like reacclimate myself to society after that. And I've been to 3 LNS's, local needle workshops, one not so local, and I've worked on a ton of projects. So we have a lot to go over today. Quentin is good, just enjoying the summer. Aaron is good. Well, I don't know about right now because he went back to work today. Dog's good. Cats are good. Dog is laying right down here. As always, if she gets up and wants to start barking, I will do my best to cut that out. Alright, I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to show you are my fully finished objects. One I don't have here with me. If you remember, I was stitching the Pumpkin Blossom Needlebook by Blackbird Designs. I was able to borrow that pattern from a friend of mine, Bobby. And I finished the one for the New Jersey retreat, obviously, because that's already happened, and so I will insert some pictures over here of how that one turned out, and I made one for myself as well. And I made this one first, which was good because I screwed some things up. So this was kind of like my trot run. So here is the front of the Needlebook. And the first thing that I did not do correctly was cut my fabric the right size. I cut it the right size, but I didn't think about like centering this, so I ended up having to sew an extra piece of linen to the back, and I covered that with some of the trim that I used. I used Lady Dot Creates Bird's Nest for the tie on here. So yeah, I was definitely glad to have this one as a practice run. As you saw in the pictures, the other one that I made had far more embellishments than this one has. Oops. My lining is a little loose on this one, but you can see there's a little pocket, and here is some felt to put your needles or your threads or whatever. I think I might go back and add a little bit more to this, that way maybe I can use it in the car for my travel projects. So that is number one. So like I said, I took that framing class through Dream at Needlecraft Corner, and the lady that was the instructor, her name was Catherine. I'm not sure if it's Winneberger or Weinberger. It's Winneberger. And she was amazing. First we went to the store and we shopped for a little while, and then we went over to the restaurant and had lunch, and then there was a little snafu with our room. The restaurant had actually double booked the room that we were in, so we had to move to a different space, which did eat up quite a bit of time, but it was all the best that it could be. And I did learn quite a few things, but I'll get to that in just 1 second. So when we got to the store, Dreama had bags for all of us, these little bags. And in the bag was a folder full of instructions and suggestions for materials to use and cleaning instructions and how to store your textiles and things like that. It was all in this folder here. There was lots of supplies in there. There was like a ruler and a notepad and pens so you could take notes. There was a bag of candy, pins. I brought some pins, but there was extra pins in there, and a little baggie with some cute little scissors. So that was really nice that she had those for us. She likes to personalize things for people. She's very considerate. So she started the class by talking about things like how to properly preserve your needlework, do's and don'ts of like different products to use, the importance of using acid-free things, like why you shouldn't use masking tape on your project. She showed us lots and lots and lots of examples that we were able to pass around of things like using different colored backgrounds behind your stitching to see the difference in different types of glass that you can use, if you choose to use glass on your pieces. What else? Like I said, I'm feeling a little frazzled, so I'm sure that I'm forgetting quite a few things. And then they cut mat board for us, and we were actually able to lace our pieces. Now, one tip that she mentioned that she did for actually I think all of her work that I haven't got to try yet is that she sewed muslin all around her finished piece and used that to stretch with, because she said that it makes your linen stretch more evenly. So I definitely want to try that tip. I was telling some ladies at the retreat that I was really hoping that in this class I'd get like the secret to making framing a little easier. Like something like, oh, you do this and your pieces will always be straight. But no, it did not happen, because that's just not a thing. It's just practice. Either way, I had a great time, and I'm really glad that I did that. And if she offered another class, I would happily take it again. She gave us, because our class got cut a little short, she did give us all her cell phone numbers so that if we had any questions when we were working on our own pieces, we could contact her, which I thought was really, really nice. So I have 3 pieces that I have framed since then. The first is The Bird Keeper by The Good Housewife. And I am thrilled with how this turned out. I had this frame in my stash, and I was working on my other 2 pieces, and I remembered all of a sudden that I had this frame, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll fit, and it did. So I love how that turned out. I finished, this was the piece that I meant to take with me to the class, but I ended up taking a piece on linen instead. This is Lo How a Rose. And I don't remember who this is by. This is stitched on a piece of, I think, 20 count or 22 count, but it's not like the Hardanger fabric. I'm not sure what this was. But I stitched it for Diana. It is Kismet in July sale in 2019. And I remember that I definitely dyed this fabric, and I chose all my own colors, and they were all, I believe, color and cotton, I think. But I really like how this fit like right up to the stitching. I think that turned out really cute. And the piece that I took with me is Blackbird Designs. I think it's Home from Sea. It's out of the We Live in Hope book. And here's how that one turned out. Sorry, I don't normally put glass on my stuff, so I'm not used to the glare. So it's not a square piece, but I put it in a square frame anyways. I thought that the detail here kind of matched the detail there. So, but I'm super happy with how that turned out, and that's hanging over on my Chesapeake Bay wall now. So cute. Oh. Dog's in the window, hang on. All right, false alarm, I think. Okay, so that is everything that I have fully finished since I saw you last. So I guess I'll start with my monthly stitches that I've been working on. I did not get very much progress on them recently. These are typically my lunchtime projects, and there's been just like weird things happening at work where I haven't been able to work on them, or we've had some days off, and we've had some unexpected closures. So like we had some really bad storms go through maybe 2 weeks ago, and the school system ended up shutting down for 2 days because it was such a mess everywhere. So they have not gotten a whole lot of progress, but that's okay. That is okay. So what I'm currently working on now is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, the May Quaker. And it's been living in this bag. I had it in a vinyl front bag, but because these mostly stay in my car, I didn't want to leave a vinyl front bag in my car with it being so hot. And here are the colors I chose for that one. This one little strand hopefully will get me through. It's still in the Q-snap because that's what I was working on today, and there's cat hair all over it. But here's where I am. Hopefully you can see that okay. So I'm almost halfway done with this one. I will need to move the Q-snap down. But oops. Hopefully I can finish this up this week and move on. I believe this is the one I was working on last time. I'm stitching the 13 Moons Mystery Sal by the Little Stitcher. This is a this is a great, well-loved piece of paper here. I am stitching these in mostly the called for DMC. I am switching out the white of the moon for the Sulky Bright White that's in this bag that I made. I am using a piece of 32 count Twilight Blue for all of them, and I believe I was working on, is this hair? Is the hair moon? I don't remember which moon this is. I don't know, maybe it's a flower moon? It's a moon. And I did it. I finished it. So I finished that one. And so here's where they are. Here are these two. And then I downloaded the next two today. Here's the other three that I finished. I want to say the next one of those has a bee on it, and then the buck moon is after that. And then I haven't worked on this, but I brought it just because it's pretty anyways. But I'm also stitching Top Knot Stitchers, Abby's monthly moons, and they live in this other moon bag I have, and here's where I am. So this will be the next thing that comes out. I will be starting the Strawberry Moon right here, and then she just released her next two, which will be the Buck Moon and the Sturgeon Moon, I believe. So once I'm done with my May Quaker, these will come back out. Can't wait. All right, so let's get to the rest of the wits. I don't know if you can see that. That's the pile. Alright, so when I made my last video, I was stitching my way through Dee's 20 Stitches, Stitch for Pride 2022. Every day we got a topic and like a learning module, or something to read, or something to watch or listen to. And you did your learning, and after you were done with your learning, you did your stitching to go along with that prompt. So I'm not going to go deep into what every prompt was. I'm just going to tell you what the stitching suggestion was for that day. So on the 19th of June, I needed a whip with a fruit or vegetable on it. So I pulled back out Strawberries and Mint by Hands On Design. This was part of the French Kitchen Club at one point. It's just released now. That lives in this cute little Black Eyed Susan bag, and I am stitching it on the all the kit everything. This is French Blue by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, 32 count in French Blue, and I'm using just the called for, which are kind of a mess. Whoops. The called for colors. And I worked on this more than just the 19th. Here's where I'm at. I think I just had the words done before. Right after I filmed my last video, we switched to our summer schedule, and we had a week of virtual work. So I wanted to get used to getting up earlier than I do now, because I go into work an hour earlier. So I would get up at the normal time like I would leave, and then I would take my commute time and I would sit and stitch on this a little bit for those 4 days. So I got a little bit of extra work, but it's stitching up pretty quickly. I took it to a stitch group too. I like this a lot. I like to keep working on that. On the 20th, I needed something with movement, so I pulled back out Tundra Swans, which is by Earth Design, Amanda May, and this is Chesapeake Bay Treasures number 4. This was a kit. I got it from her website. Keep it in this little nice bag. And I'm using the kit Ada that came with it, and the silks as well. And here's what I got. So I think it's been a while. I'm gonna have to go back and find some pictures of where I was before, but I think I added in these trees and brought the border up. I don't think that I had those done, but that is really cute. I really like how that's turning out. Really sweet. For the 21st and 22nd, I needed a whip that I had started during the pandemic, and one where I had also substituted colors. And this one I don't have a cover photo of, so I will put a picture in here. This is Lovebirds by Anna Aguayo. By her shop is Peruvian Flair, and I started this during the pandemic, and this pattern called for DMC, and I substituted out 2 silks. So I'm stitching this on a piece of Color and Cotton Ruby in 40 count, using, what is this? Planet Earth Fiber Silk in Peak 1096, which is this pretty purple, and this Silks for You September 2020 Silk of the Month. And I don't think I got a whole lot more on this. I will have to double check. Maybe I just added in this. Worked on this bird maybe? I'm not positive. I'll have to check. I love this fabric so much, I keep buying red fabric, you'll see. You will see later. Right, after that, I needed a whip that had stars on it, so I again pulled back out Raven Bewitched by Blackbird Design. This lives in one of my very favorite bags by Diana. Kismet. I love this bag. I am stitching this in the called for colors. Dog's back there sighing. Oh, the beautiful called for colors on a piece of 36 count Ramble by Picture This Plus. And I believe when I worked on it this time that I added in my very first Raven, finally, and one more star. So little by little, it's coming along. All right. I have to kind of jump around a little bit here. I laid all this stuff out last night, and I didn't put it all in quite the right order. That's okay. You guys don't care. So around, so at the end of that next week after I filmed, that was the first Friday that I had off for the summer schedule, and I decided, so my craft room had a lot of painted wallpaper in it. It was really dark in there. It was like one wall, more like 1.5 walls was cream, but the other walls were like a wallpaper somebody had painted over, like a dark green with like stamped leaves on it, and it was like I had black curtains in there and a black tablecloth, and it was really dark. And I noticed that some of that wallpaper was coming up, and I just was like, whoop, and so that turned into me redoing my whole craft room. I ended up pulling down all that old wallpaper, and we painted, and I found other wallpaper under the old wallpaper, and it's all been redone. Maybe I will try to take a little video of it and put it up at some point. But I really love how the room is now. It's nice and bright and light, and it feels very calm and peaceful. So all that to say is that some of these projects didn't get a whole lot of love, and one of those that suffered for that was this one, which is the Moon Bell Pool by Tiny Modernist. I needed this for a prompt, for something that featured pink or black and a whip with a light source, so that is obviously, this fits that bill. As always, my threads are a mess, and here's where I am. This is on a piece of 36 count Timberwolf by Seraphim, and so here's where I got to. I believe all I really did was bring these 2 lines down. So, I mean, something is better than nothing. I'm getting close to at least the halfway point for the border, kind of. I really like how that's turning out. Very pretty. All right, I'm going to skip away from the Stitch for Pride stuff for a moment and show you another finish that I had. I was working on this last time as well. This is the Mini Quaker Samplings, original designs by Ellen Chester with my needle. And I had previously finished 4 and I was working on 5. And I am stitching this, or I stitched this, excuse me, in Mystery 101. HDF silk. Very pretty. This was on a piece of 40 count fabric by Extra Design, which I think it had something in the name about coffee, but I don't have a tag for it and I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. Here's the finish. Very pretty. This was so much fun. I can't believe I let it linger for so long. And here's the other one. So 2 more blue samplers for my blue sampler wall. And speaking of blue samplers, I was thinking, and I want to know what you guys think, that I wanted to take this beautiful silk. I've got 2 spools of this, and I was thinking I would like to use it on this Hello from Liz Matthews project, Quaker Gardens. I think that blue would be really pretty. And I have a piece of fabric that I got at Needlecraft Corner, and it's a piece of 32 count Lakeside in copper, and I'm thinking I would like to put that, this is the fabric, so it's really pretty. Sorry, I did give everything a little iron, but I didn't do a great job. So I was thinking about putting that with this floss on that copper. So what do y'all think? I think that's going to be really pretty. I think I measured, and I might not have enough room to do the bottom border, but everything else should fit great. So let me know what you think, but I think that that might work out really nicely. All right, back to Stitch for Pride. The 24th, the 25th, the 28th, and the 29th, I needed my project with the most individual motifs, which I did not count. I just said this may be that. I needed something representing a book by a Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ author, and I chose the book Paying Guest because there's a garden in that book out behind the house. I needed a whip that featured a house, and then a whip that also had a circle or something round. So for all of that, I pulled out the 2020 Pandemic Sampler, This is just a black and white copy by Starseed Girl on Instagram. They also have an Etsy shop. I believe it's an Etsy shop. And this, I am stitching it. Sorry, I normally pull this wood out. Piece of 36 count extra design linen and My Little Dove. Using all the 12-4 DMC. And even though it got quite a few days, I've got a lot of threads hanging here. All I managed to do was start the next page and work on that border a little bit. Obviously, I was not having a whole lot of time to stitch, so. And that border is pretty intense. But something is definitely better than nothing. So I'm really glad that I got a few more stitches in that. I'd like to get another page done on that this year. And then finally, on the 30th, I needed a whip with a heart, and so I decided to start Don't Touch Me by Uncanny Kari and Kiss 20 Stitches. This was in the Spring Fling box from the Spring Fling retreat, and I'm stitching it. I stitched this on the fabric that came in the kit, which was 36 count Fizzy Pop by Bryn and Needle. And I also used the floss that came in the kit as well. This great moth bag. I love this bag. And this was super fun and super quick. I think it took me 3 days to stitch. Here are the beautiful flosses. I've got plenty of them. Really nice. And here is my finish. That is pink. That is a total mood, and I love her. Her face is so pretty. And the other pattern that came with this is the Iron Maiden, and there's plenty. I mean, this fabric is. There's plenty of fabric to stitch her as well. That the pattern was really well made and super fun to do. So. Love that. I did have another finish. I was working on this last time. This is for a Halloween exchange that I am participating in that is organized by Heather. Link is my homeboy. And the piece that I'm stitching for my partner is by the Witchy Stitcher, and it's called Ghost Stories. That's what the muffin looks like. I use some cloth for colors. You guys can tell my brain space is not not great. I'm not super organized. Some cloth for colors, some not cloth for colors. I stitched it on a piece of Witch's House by E-Design. Again, does anybody know anything about this dyer? Because I really liked this fabric. I think this was a 32 count. And here is my little finish. There we go. So that was really cute and really fun to stitch. Really enjoyed that a lot. I think I'm going to finish it into a little flat fold. I need to have this done, I think, by the end of August to be ready to be shipped. I really like the way that Heather's organized this. There's like check-in dates and just to really be sure that everybody's like on it. I don't know. It's just, I appreciate all of the work that she's put into this exchange. So if you ever have the chance, you should definitely sign up for one. Cute. All right, next I have another finish. Like I said before, the one in the Lohau Rose from 2019 was for Diana's Christmas in July sale. Her birthday is in December because that's such a busy time of month. She does her birthday stitch along in July. This pattern is by the Calico Confectionery, and I guess it's called Bah Humbug. It says, for the Ebenezer in your life. I got this pattern from my friend Anne. Nice thing about having a stitchy friend so close is we get to use each other's stashes. I stitched this on on the scrap of linen from the Bird Keeper. It was a 32 count cedar plank, I believe, by Lakeside. And here's my finish. I'm gonna make it into like a little flat ornament, and I've got a mirror on that wall, and so then at the holidays I can like hang it on that mirror, I think. I used black sulky for the black, and it called for a red. I don't remember which red that it called for, but I had 729 sitting on my table next to my stitchy spot, so that was the color I put in there. Really like that. So when I was done with that, my chair's getting really full. I had to start another something, right? Clearly. So when I rearranged my stitching room, I was able to fit the basket where I keep all of my kitted up projects next to the chair where I sit and stitch, which means that I like just dig through. Which is a good thing. We should start all of our things. And I was like pawing through it the other day, and I came across this kit that I've had in there for a while. This is by Not Forgotten Farm. It's the Garden House Pin Tuffet. It was from her Little Stitches Handwork Club, April, May, June 2015. So I think that's a better picture there. So it was a full kit. Keep in this. Oh, look at the mushroom bag. I buy a lot of these bags from a girl on Stash Unloading, cross stitch only. Her name is Melanie, and I think because I buy so many bags from her, she made me an extra one. So, I love this. Love it. Anyways, side note. So this was I bought this maybe also from Stash and Load, I'm not sure. It was a full kit. All of the linen threads are DMC, and finishing materials were included. And here is where I am. So this is nice. This is like a 30 count. It's obviously pretty stiff, but I've been stitching it in hand, and I kind of like this kind of stiff fabric for that. I stitched the Bah Humbug in hand as well, and I don't think that my stitches looked very nice on that one. I was having trouble with my tension, and I think the stiffer fabric is helping. So I worked on this a little bit for a few evenings, and then I ended up taking it with me to New Jersey, and I worked on it there a little bit one night, and then this is what I stitched on the way home. Erin drove home, so I worked on this. This is very enjoyable, and it's almost done, and I can't believe that I let it sit for so long. So I will probably work on that later tonight as well. All right, so now we are officially at retreat stitching, and I know some people do not stitch a lot during the retreat because they mostly are like socializing, and that's awesome. I'm not exactly a social butterfly, so I do tend to get some good stitching in during the retreat, which, you know, we all retreat in our own way. So the first thing that I worked on, I had been working on this prior to leaving, for maybe a week or two prior to leaving, and then I worked on it on the way there, and then I guess that first night of the retreat I worked on it as well. And this is Hannahtherington, also by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I started this with Amy, who is Pinky Sunshine Stitches on Instagram. We started this together last year, I think. And she just fell in love and worked on it, I believe, straight through until it was done, which I can understand because this is super enjoyable. There are many different color options that you can use. There is like an overdyed cotton, I think dinky dyes, and then a Gloriana option, and then a separate DMC conversion for each. Like, she went above and beyond with this chart for sure. So I'm using the Gloriana option, and the last time I worked on it, I thought I'd finished page 1, but I didn't. So here, let me show you where I got to. Here, it's going to be a little wrinkled. It's almost at the bottom of the pile. Here are the beautiful, look at that blue flosses. This is on a piece of 36 count driftwood, also by Extra Design. So I pulled this back out and I got quite a lot done. Just kind of awkward to hold. So I stitched all of page 2, including that giant flower pot, and then I went back up and I finished page 1. So I originally pulled this out and I was just going to like stitch the border around because I wanted to put something else in the other half of this fabric and I wanted to make sure that everything was going to fit okay. And I was like kind of not really in the mood for this. I don't know. I was like, maybe I'll work on this in the fall instead. But as soon as I pulled it out and I started working with these beautiful silks, I couldn't stop. So but I told myself then once I started that I had to finish page 2 and page 1 before I could make my new start. So I did that, and I will show you that next. So that was on Thursday at the retreat, so that meant on Friday I got to have a new start, and my new start was 1905 Bird by Michelle Ebenezer. This came out at Market and I fell in love with it immediately. It's so beautiful. It's got like big Nana vibes to me. I don't know. It reminds me of my grandmother for some reason. I don't remember those being her colors, but either way, this is beautiful. I love it. I got the Sulky pack. I'm pretty sure I bought this from Abby at Top Knot Stitcher. Love it, love it, love it. I wanted to start it ever since it came out. Also, fun fact, a hotel that we stayed at, if you went up to the front desk, they would make you a working copy. It's really nice. So, I worked on this all day on Friday. And here's what I got. So the bird is not quite done, but almost done. Need to give it its tail feathers and its feet. I did not start with the initial and the date at the top because I'm not sure if I'm going to change that or not yet. So, but super fun. Love the sulky. Really like the sulky on the 36 count. Great coverage. Love it. So then, is this my last? We're to the last project. We made it. So then on Saturday, so 2018 I think was the first New Jersey retreat, and that's where I met my friend Lily, who's 42 Stitches on Instagram, and she used to also make floss tubes, but she's got lots of babies, 3 babies, so she's a little busy. But back then we had discussed starting Eleanor Rigby together by Blackbird Design, and I hadn't started yet, and I didn't think that she had. So before we left for the retreat, I texted her and I was like, "Hey, you want to start that?" And she said yes. So we finally started it. Yay! I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we did that and we got to do that together. So this is Eleanor Rigby by Blackbird. She is doing this colorway, and I'm doing my own conversion. I want this to be a kind of like a companion piece to 272 Words, the Gettysburg Address. I stitched that for my grandfather, and this I'm doing in memory of my grandmother, so I'm doing different colors. She tried to get the flosses that she needed for this at Needleworkers Delight, but I think they had just had a floss sale, somebody told me, and their floss selection was very limited, so that's okay though. So pretty. This bag, I made Lily the matching bag, so we each have one of those. And then I will get my floss together by the next time I show this, because this is my shame. Yeah, we can only do what we can do. And this is being stitched on a piece of, I thought this was 32 count Grandma Slip by Extra Design, but now that I'm stitching it, it feels more like a 28, and I think it looks more like a 28 count, but that's okay. it'll still fit mine. So here's where I got to, which I think is pretty good. I did all the leaves and the flower and almost the entire basket on Saturday, and then just finished that little bit of the basket up on Sunday morning before we left. The only thing I need to change though is this white. This is color and cotton, I think it's lamb's wool, and it's just blending in a little too much, so I think I'm going to switch it out to a brighter white. Yeah. So Lily was kind enough to sit with me and consult on where to put all of my colors, and it was great. And now, even though I'm making this for my Nana, I will always think of my sweet, sweet friend Lily when I see it. So that is everything that I have worked on, and it's been a little more than a month, I guess, since the last time I was here. All right. So next, actually, before I move on, I'm going to pause this for one moment and move a couple things, just so I can get to everything else I've got here. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this was the third New Jersey Flosstube retreat, and that is put on by Arlene Cohen. She works by ABC, and she does an amazing job. She takes such good care of us. You can tell all the hard work that she puts into everything. It's just really, it's an amazing time, and the people there were all just wonderful. And so she every year designs a pattern, like a logo, for the retreat, and this is this year's. Just very pretty. Very, very pretty. And it's like on this cup. It was in our bags. And speaking of bags, each of us got one of these big tote bags with the logo on it. These are super roomy, which are great. And in those bags there were lots of goodies. There was this other bag, and this has like some banding in it, and there's a clapper in there. I'm not going to go over each individual thing, just because I feel like this is already getting a little long. Pens, notepads, all those kinds of, all that kind of good stuff. There was a needle minder also with the logo. We each got a scissor fob. I love scissor fobs. A little floss ring with a little sampler on there. Sorry if you can hear that the dog found her bone. Some really pretty flosses. Some little project tags. New Jersey stitch markers. I don't know if I definitely know I can't get close enough for you to see them. They say 2022, and that is the state of New Jersey. We got 2 of those, and cute little orc catchers. I'm not sure who made these, but the fabric was really beautiful. I think they were all different, and then they had this little like weight in the center. It's a little washer, like a covered washer, to keep it in place. So those were all super cute. People were walking around handing out different things. Kim from Canada gave everybody some maple candy, which I ate immediately and was fantastic. We got like some Chanel trim. Kathy from To Dye House made everybody a needle minder, which was really cute. Speaking of Kathy, it was her small that I picked from the Smalls Exchange. I took a few videos while I was there of the smalls, of the brag table, and of the of Arlene's pop-up shop, because everything there was absolutely gorgeous. If I can figure out how to like embed it, I'll put the videos up here and have them playing. If not, I'll add them to the end. But this is the small that I got from her. This is Le Poulet by Blackbird Design. So pretty, and look at this fabric on the back. Oh my gosh, look how nice her finishing is. It's so good. Oh, and it's so, it's stuffed really well too. I think maybe this is sawdust in here. So I got that, and she included a cute little card as well. She was super nice, gave super nice hugs. I also won 2 raffles, which feels crazy to me because I don't ever can think of myself as like a winner, I guess. But I won 2 raffles. The first is, I'm not sure what she called this, I can't remember. She said it was a prototype. This is Sarah, who is Redhead Stitcher on Instagram. She made this. I guess it's like a project folio. And it opens up. And pull it back so you can see. There is a pocket here, and then a zipper pocket here. And there's an additional zipper pocket on this side with like a mesh. And in that pocket was another project bag and a little like art book, needle book. I love the idea of having that in there. That's super smart. She's like, oh, it's just the prototype. I'm like, it feels pretty realized to me, I don't know. And it's quilted and it's soft and it's squishy and the fabric is beautiful and it's got this like roller fabric in the middle. So I am in love with this. That is so cool. I can't wait to pick something like really special to put in there. And the other raffle prize that I won was a piece of color and cotton, a fat quarter of 36 count, in this beautiful neutral color. Per usual, everything is going to be washed out. You can see it a little better there. Really, really nice. I grabbed a couple patterns from, again, my friend Lily. She let me look at the ones that she brought first to see if there was any that I liked. Hey, sorry again, hang on. Sorry about that. The dog was like chewing on her bone and kept dropping it on the hardwood, and it was just being really loud, so I put her blanket out for her. Anyways, from Lily, I got Lady Justice. Mirabilia. I'd like to do it, I'd like to convert her dress to black, I believe. That's probably outside of my skill set right now, but in the future I'd love to do that. I also, from her, got Renaissance Mermaid. Beautiful. And Autumn Row by Event Creek, which she had stitched up there and it was super pretty. I'm not going to show you everything I got off the freebie table because, you know, you go up, you peruse, you're like, I don't need anything, and then you go up again, you're like, oh, maybe I need, you know how it goes. Just a couple things. Somebody brought a bunch of Carrie's Creation flosses, like a whole bunch. They're not all like full skeins, but so I went through and picked some of those. And then somebody else brought a bag of, I think these are called like thread hugs. That might not be right. By Sarcy Girl, and so there's a big bag of them, and I took some out for me, and I didn't, you know, thrust the bag for other people, and I got to use them a little bit while we were there, and these seem really, really nice, so I'm excited to use these some more. I also got a really pretty piece of gray fabric. I don't know, this might be, I'm thinking it's like a witch fabric, but it was pretty. There was, so I have like the stack of stuff, and I'm not gonna, like I said, show you that, but if I can find it quickly, there was one thing that just really cracked me up. Oh, this also cracked me up. Look at these animals. Oh my god, look at that. Ah, I can't stand it, I like it so much. Hold please. Oh shoot. Well, I can't find it quickly, so I'm sure when I pull it out to work on it, I'll be able to give you guys a good laugh. Let's just say there was a cross-stitch pattern mixed in that referenced golf and sex. I don't know. Also, while we were sitting at the table one night, I was checking my email, and I got an email from Creative Poppy, and it had this pattern in there by Claire Tourelle. It was this beautiful sampler, and I had to go on and buy it immediately because you can see there's a donkey and a dog, and I can't, and I love it. And this is pretty big, actually. It's 334 by 334 on 40 count at 16.5 by 16.5. So she's no small fry, but pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, I think that is all. Well, it's kind of all of the retreat stuff. I did go to, oops, sorry, a mess. I did go to Needleworkers, and y'all, it's a good thing that most people don't stick around to watch all the haul section, because this is a mess. Anyways, I think I was saying I did go to Needleworkers Delight while I was there, and I definitely have some things to show from that, but let's just get into this pile as well. First, we will go over the things that come every month. We will start with my Lindy Stitches Bird Crush Club. And this month's was the American Avocet. Is that right? Look how cute that is. Adorable. I've got my June Silks of the Month from Silks For You. Very pretty. My Color and Cotton fabric came for July. I got 36 count haystack, which I'm sure is going to look practically white on here, but is not. It's definitely has more of a yellow tone to it. And I picked out a pattern to go on it. I was watching Marissa M. Kissa, and she was talking about needing some motivation to work on her Clouds Factory. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's got like all these different moths and maybe other bugs on it as well. So she's like, maybe I should start a bug sale or a moth sale. And I messaged her and I was like, I will absolutely join you because I want to stitch this and I want to put it on that haystack. So whenever you're ready, you just let me know. So hopefully I'll be starting that soon. My Fortnite fabric of the month came, again 36 count, and this is in the colorway Beloved. This is really, like, this is much prettier in person. It's almost like a gray. It's blue. It's really nice. And I joined another fabric. I guess it's not a fabric of the month, it's a fabric of the quarter. LFA linens. Is it Treehouse? I will put something somewhere. But this was the first one that I got in that club. This was the July 2020 club, 36 count millstone, and they sent along all kinds of information and a skein of roasted chestnut as well. So that's super cool. We do have a grist mill here in my town in the state park that you can visit. And here is the fabric. Really like it a lot. Find a good grungy sampler for that. That'll be really pretty. All right. This was, I was enabled to buy this by Heather, who is Charm City Stitcher. In fact, I think our entire stitching group were enabled to buy these. These are like acrylic bobbins, and what can I put? I'll use this so you can see it. You see that better? Man. So there's a big hole here, and you loop your thread through like a thread drop, and then you can wrap it around, and this side is bigger, so you wrap it around and you tuck your, like the ends of your thread into here. And there's a spot for you to buy, to put like extra floss, and there's another slot on this side. These are made by GW Stitching Depot on Etsy. And these are really cool. So I got a set of 20 to try out. But I think I'm really gonna like these. And I'm, like I said, I'm pretty sure every one of us bought these after we saw her using them in person. So I will report back as to how I like these. All right, I think what I've got on top here is the stuff that I bought in New Jersey. Abby from Top Knot Stitcher, she had a little pop-up shop there, and she was selling these really cute bags. I think my entire table got one of the bags. They're all different prints. And when you bought a bag, you got either a pattern or a needle minder. And I picked, look at that ghosty. Oh my God, I love them. So, super cute. Then at Needleworkers, I got a couple of charts. I was like, I walked in, I was looking around, I was like, I don't see anything I like, and then I left with a ton of stuff. I got Wintertime by Hands On Design. Pretty. I got Love Letter to the Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstring. That's beautiful. I got, oops, Mary Amelia's Bird by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. So pretty. Here's a close up of the bird. Oh my gosh, I can't handle that bird. I got by Cotton Pixels a 3D Winter Cat. Look at that cat. So you stitch it like that, and you make it into a little 3D cat. And so I don't know if you guys remember, I made a 3D cat before. I made this little 3D cat, a little autumn cat. So you can have a little winter friend. Oh, adorable. And I also got 1844 Lady Man by Michelle. I love this. Loved it since it came out, so I'm glad to have it in my stash. I also got some fabric. I had 2 pieces dye. So the higher count fabrics, they didn't have a whole lot like kind of ready to go, but they were dyeing, like you could pick out like dyeing to order, I guess, basically. So you would get it and then the next day it would be ready, which is a service that they offered at the retreat before, and I had never used it, but I did this time, and I'm glad that I did. The last time I was there, I got a piece of 38 count Delarna, and I absolutely loved it, and so I got another piece, and I had them dye it for me in the colorway Autumn Leaves, which I'm sure you're not going to be able to see how beautifully rich this color is. Oh my gosh, it turned out so nicely. I'm in love with this. It's so pretty. And then I also had a piece of 40 count Verdal dyed, and I knew this in my head. So Verdal is an even weave, and so it's gonna dye it lighter. I should have picked a darker color, but I got Golden Promise. It's still very pretty. It's just lighter than I thought it would be. It's okay. I think her ball's under the table. So I got that piece. And then I got, oh, hold on. It's too hot for all that. Oh my gosh. So I got up and I got her ball, and then I sat down and I continued on, and then I realized I wasn't recording again. So, okay. 40 count for doll. Can't wait to stitch on it. I got, and I did not print this out because it was a lot of pages. I got, I think it's the Laurel Witch, her Witchy Advent pattern. I'll have to put in a picture of that. And I got 2 pieces of fabric to try for it. I have some ideas with this. You know, purple's not really my color, but I know some people who I think would like this. So I got 2 pieces. This is a 22 count solo die. Really pretty. And I also got a piece, this is just a regular Zweigart color, a 20 count Lugana in Purple Passion. I also got a piece of 22 count Hardanger in Mocha. I've been really enjoying stitching on the 22 count for my little Quakers, so I got another little piece. I got a piece of Wexford 32 count in Burmese Beige. And another piece of 32 count Wexford in Antique Gold. It's a nice big old chunk. Alright, so that's everything from New Jersey. Next in stack, but not in time, obviously, is what I got from Needlecraft Corner. I went there with quite a few charts with me to kit up, but the store is small. Like, if you've ever been in there, it's pretty packed and small. And there were a lot of people there because we were there for the framing class, and it felt a little overwhelming to try to do anything. But this is one that I brought with me, and this is Ellen Ford's work by Mary Winfarm. And this pattern is charted in Gentle Art Simply Wool, and in my mind, on like a back table in that shop, Dreama had a little container with wool, and sure enough, she still had that there years later. So I got a few of the colors that I needed for that. I've never used the wool. If you've ever used the wool, let me know how you like it. I'm excited to try it. I also picked this up, and I've been meaning to get this for a while. This is Thankful November by Blackbird Designs, because I am a November baby, and I love the little turkey and this pomegranates. Oh my god. Too good. Too good. Also, attending the class was a brand new designer, like brand new. She released her first 3 patterns basically while we were there. I don't think Dream had even put them out in the shop yet to buy, but we bought them all. Excuse me, the designer is Ethel, and her design company is Stitches by Ethel, and I picked out Candy Corn and Pumpkin. That is super cute. It is a mouse and a pumpkin feeding a crow a candy corn. So, perfect. And it's little, it's 81 by 55. She had 3 different patterns. Because she's brand new, I don't know that she's in any other stores just yet, but you can definitely give Dream a call and get this if you're interested. I had not tried any Fox and Rabbit fabric yet, and Dream had some, so I got a piece of 36 count Mayflower. Nice big old chunk of that. I'm excited to try that. I've heard so many good things about their linen. I also got a piece of R&R Goldfinch, 30 count. And then Dreama is very smart. She keeps all of her little offcuts in the basket kind of near the register, like when you're going, like waiting in line to check out. So there was no counts on any of these. They were just like little kind of smalls or ornament size cups of fabric. So I grabbed a couple of those. I feel like that blue. And then she had a stack of same thing but 32 count black Lugana, and these were like $1.75 a piece, so I grabbed a couple of those. So that is everything from Needlecraft Corner. So in Maryland, there's at least 2. I think there might be one in Frederick too. At least 2 LNSs. And there's one in Ocean City. So 3 to 4 LNSs. This is fine. But Ingeborg from Stitch Too Far, she had made a video and she was talking about how she was coming to the US. She was coming from the Netherlands to the US. She was coming to DC for a wedding, and she was going to be in Baltimore on her journeys accumulating in New Jersey for the retreat. And so which is not like me at all, I reached out to her and I was like, hey, you're coming to Baltimore, let's go to a stitching store. I can't believe I did that, but I'm so glad that I did. So one day I took a half day from work and I went and picked her up, and we went to the Stitching Post, which is in Catonsville. It was like 15 minutes from her hotel, and I had never been there before, so this is a perfect opportunity for us to both go together, and it was so much fun, and she is a joy. She's great. I got to sit with her at the retreat as well, and I love her so much, so that was wonderful. What else was wonderful was one of my newest unicorns was there, and this is the Maryland Flag Crab by Samplers Revisited. Again, I blame Heather from Charm City Stitcher for this. She stitched, she's got like a US flag crab, and she stitched that one. And then she was like, oh, there's a Maryland version too, and I was like, oh. I had to have it, of course, for my Chesapeake Bay wall. This is the same designer that charted Mary Claire Carroll, which is the sampler that I'm working on that's the oldest from Maryland. So, got my crab, and I've already pulled some floss for it. I'm gonna do the sulky black. I've got a piece of Ada, or maybe some, this gray linen. I'm not sure yet. Also, while I was there, is a pattern that I've long loved but always forget about, and that's 3 Little Kittens by Ink Circles. Super cute. I picked up a few more of the dog got her other toy and the bone. Sorry. I got more wool than I needed for, you know, some more spools of sulky white, because you can never have too much. That's my favorite white. And Liz Matthews, Hello from Liz Matthews, had just had new releases come out like a day or two prior to us going, and when I saw this one, I was like, loved it so much. So I picked this one up. It's Forget Me Not. Yeah, by Hello from Liz Matthews. Oh my god, that's so pretty. And then another one of her patterns that had long been on my wish list was Yonder, which I always wonder if she named after Yonder Mountain String Band. I'll have to ask. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's my LNS damage for the past month or so. Do my part. Keep this business alive. I think that my stitching group has a field trip planned to go to some stores in Pennsylvania in August, and I'm not sure that I need to. I'm not sure I need to join into that. We'll see. Anyways, more linen, because gotta have something to stitch on, right? Rebel Stitcher said that she had gotten in some extra design linen, and I just happened to open Instagram and I saw the post, and I saw this and I knew exactly what this was. This is my favorite of her linens. This is old linen. This is a 36 count piece. I would stitch everything on this if I could. Love it, love it, love it. So I got that from her. I also placed an order with Color and Cotton. They had some, this is again, like I think this is on Instagram. Like I opened it up and I saw this post and I was like, oh, I better go over there right now. She had some like misdyed threads. And so I got this 20 yards of this misdye, which I think is just a gorgeous. And I also got a piece of 20 count Aida in olive vines. It's pretty neutral. And then I saw that she had extra of her June Fabric Club in 36 count. And like I said earlier, I love that red, that ruby red that she has so much. She had this color Flamenco, which is almost, in my mind, the same as ruby. It might be like a shade brighter. If I could get it out without everything toppling, I would, but I don't think I can. So I got a piece of that. What will go on this, friends? Do you know? Do I know? Did it take me like 6 years to use the other piece of thread? Sandra from Sandra's Stitch Stash had a fabric sale as well. I feel like this was like right after my last video. Maybe it was like a remnant sale or something. I don't remember, but it was a really good sale, and so I bought a couple things from her. I've shopped with them a lot and I've always been really happy with my service. I got this big piece of 18 count natural linen. It's very burlappy, so we'll have to find something to put on that. I got a piece of 32 count Belfast by Silk Weaver in the color Days Gone By. Pretty. I got this, and I've never seen this or touched this or done anything with this fit, and I'm interested to see how it's going to stitch up. This is 26 count Hickory Heatherfield. Can you guys see that? It's like speckled. I really, really like the look of this. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy stitching on it. It looks to be even, like pretty even, but that's a really cool color. A piece of 22 count black. A piece of 28 count Jubilee Barnwood by Picture This Plus. I don't know what Jubilee means. And again, I don't know why. A big old piece of 25 count Lingana in Victorian red. So, all the right fabric. I don't know. And now that I'm farther in my pile, the thing that I thought that I got off the freebie table that it was funny that I wanted to show you was actually not that. It was actually something that I bought. It's fun. From Stash and Loading, I got, from one seller, I got this little Cardinal Mill Hill. And this was the thing that I got. So in my mind, I'm gonna have this great wall of herbs, stitched herbs. I don't know. This is like $1 or $2. And it's got all these like old-time stitched herbs on it. And I was like, wow, this is kind of a thick book. There's blackberries and strawberries, I like those too. And all kinds of little sayings that that are a little weird, like bachelors like detergent, work fast and leave no rings. But the one that I was like, is golf is like sex. You don't have to be an expert to enjoy it. Somebody made that into a pillow for their house. Just gonna leave that right there. Another Melanie bag. Look at those kitties. Cute. I got this book. Somebody was showing, it's Veronique and Ginger. I know I really messed that up. I'm so sorry. Not that it's fine. I got this book. It was not very expensive. It was like from some used book site. Somebody was showing her patterns and I was like, ooh, and then I saw this book. I was like, ooh, look, maybe it's like this book is gonna be all like these, because I really love that style, like that old botanical style. Unfortunately, there's only like maybe 2 or 3 patterns that are just like that in this book. There is 500 patterns. There's a couple other cute things. There's not a whole lot in this book that I'm super pumped about. So maybe I'll stitch a couple things that I really like and then pass that on. Also from Stash Unloading, I got this Nora Corbett. This is Pink Fairy Holly. The little black beads. I got from Artful Offerings, Tomato Garden Adventure. I'm not like a big bunny person, but bunnies with a tomato hot air balloon, it's like broke my brain. It's so cute. So that's adorable. I think also from that same seller, I got this Susanna Baldwin 1809 by Good Housewife. Very pretty little sampler. I got Love Notes by Plum Street. And lastly, I got Homespun Ellison's Snow Rose. We did it. We showed all the things, friends. I have no idea how many parts this is in. I have no idea how long this is going to be. I feel like it's going to be pretty long. So thank you so much if you stayed till the end. I hope you got a lot of good stitching in, and that all of the other noises and distractions weren't too terrible. I hope everybody is staying safe in the weather that they are experiencing right now, and that everybody is just doing okay. So I'm hot. I'm a little cranky. I'm gonna go. I love you guys.